Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Happy playoffs. We are officially underway here. It is April 20th, 2024. The NHL playoffs open today with the Edmonton Oilers getting underway on the 22nd or Monday, however you want to view it, as we are about set to embark on a wonderful journey once again. You can see here the beard hasn't changed much, if at all, over the past few weeks. I thought about maybe styling down the sides and letting this grow out, but I've got something a little bit more fun, a little bit more, I don't know how to say it, out of left field, I guess you could say, for the facial hair for the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to getting that done here this afternoon when I head to town. But friends, with that said, why not? It's an annual tradition on Dolynny TV over the past several years since we first faced the Chicago Blackhawks in the play-in series in the playoffs way back when in 2020. Let's talk about why the Edmonton Oilers are going to win the Stanley Cup this season. Before we get there, though, if you are new to the channel, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button. The live stream for Game 1 has not officially gone live on YouTube yet, but trust me, it'll be there by Sunday night. Don't you worry about that. So that's what I want you to hit that subscribe button for. But friends, what do we know? What do we need to know about why the Edmonton Oilers will win the Stanley Cup this year? I don't need to break it down. I don't need to sit here and overanalyze it like maybe in years past I have. Simply this year around, it is the perfect storm for the Edmonton Oilers, right? I think a lot of folks out there in the Oilers universe would doubt this team, right? There's too many holes to really actually win a Stanley Cup. Can you beat Vegas? Can you beat Colorado? Can you beat whoever comes out of the East? Well, here's the thing. Every team this year, if you analyze it far enough, has holes, has something that could truly sink them at any turn of the playoffs if it gets exposed. So with that said, for the Oilers, that's where Cap forgetting me. That's where truly for the Oilers it comes to play is if every team has something, does ours necessarily doom us as bad? And you got to think too, the Oilers started this year alongside the Carolina Hurricanes as the outright Stanley Cup favorites, right? From the West, from the East. Well, what the early part of the season proved is everybody still fully doubts the Oilers, and they got their licks in very early on the season. Throughout October and November, the Oilers have since roared to life under Chris Knoblauch, but there is still so much to be done. And the reason why I believe the Edmonton Oilers can win the Stanley Cup or will win the Stanley Cup this year is simply you can't doubt them, right? It's myself personally that doubted them way back when on that Edmonton Oilers fold the franchise video where I said these guys don't want to win, so why even bother? Well, they've since turned that MO around, and guess what? Now we've got, 21, 22, 23, 24 games possibly to situate a Stanley Cup victory sometime in mid to late June. So that's where this gets really exciting as an Edmonton Oilers fan, because every year over the past, I want to say 4 or 5, I've come in with over-the-top expectations about this team, right? I think in the play-in series, we're playing 12th place Chicago. They were down and out. We should have been able to smack them around and get on into at least the second round, kind of repeating the success of 2017. That didn't happen. Now you think about 2021, we had a pretty good year. Winnipeg comes in, and obviously Winnipeg kind of handed it to us in that 4-game sweep. Then you've got 2022 as well, where I think expectations, rightfully so, after Jay Woodcroft took over, were sky high. But again, that Oilers team just kind of, right, the emotional roller coaster of the first round, having Connor McDavid finally, at long last, steal you a series. And then, of course, the Calgary Flames series, which I think just the Oilers needed that one so bad for everything that's set up since. And then as well, the Colorado Avalanche series, which, I mean, at that point, the Oilers were beat up, right? I think Draisaitl was dealing with a high ankle sprain. Everybody was hurting. Darnell Nurse had a core issue. So the Oilers were not going to get through that series, and it became very apparent very quickly. And that said, every game one was still a disaster for the Oilers. Last year, similar thing, right? Game ones against Vegas and Edmonton, LA. Basically, against LA, there was a lot in the Oilers game early on that said, well, now we at least know all that exists. And for the Oilers, we're going to be healthily doubting them early on in the playoffs, hoping they prove us wrong. Because if they prove us wrong, as they have all year, guess what? That's only really, really good for us Edmonton Oilers fans. So why will the Edmonton Oilers win the Stanley Cup this year? Because all year long, you just start to finish have not been able to count them out. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for being aboard. I am up on out of here.